Hey guys, I'm sorry I missed a video update yesterday. I got home from school. I actually have to start at the beginning of the story to explain what happened. I woke up at like 4:30 to start working out again because I am becoming a little bit of a fatty. So I had a 5 a.m. workout and I had a full day of school and was done at around 5 p.m. And I got home and passed the fuck out. So I pretty much slept through day 5. So I'm gonna do days 5 and 6 now to make up for that. So I'm doing that 30-day LGBTQ challenge. Um, and day 5 is thoughts regarding inner turmoil about your sexuality. Did you have any? Did it escalate to self-injury or suicidal thoughts? Um, I didn't really have all that much inner turmoil about it. I mean, I realized really early on that my sexuality was something that I couldn't change, so it really wouldn't help me to be thinking about possibly wanting to be straight or anything other than what I was. I mean, I didn't really have that kind of thing going on. So I'm just gonna say not applicable and skip day 5 question. So day 6 is, did you face any problems regarding religion? Yes, giant yes. I am a Dominican from the Dominican Republic. Basically, my whole family is from there, except for me. I was born in Miami, Florida, but my family is very Christian on my mom's side. My dad's side, they're Catholic, which is kind of weird. But the point is that everybody's pretty, like, really hardcore religious. Actually, I can show you. I recently came out to my grandma, and it was really awkward. But I just see this underneath me, and it's perfect to explain. She was okay with it, kind of, but she sent me a package because I'm in Austin right now. She sent me a package, and this was in it. I I think it's backwards, but I think you can read Jesus saves. So that should tell you how religious my family is. I used to go to church every Sunday, and I hated it. It wasn't until I was about 12, I'll say, I realized that the people that were in the church were really homophobic. And I felt like, me sitting there every week listening to that, I felt like a giant hypocrite because these people were saying that, you know, my lifestyle or just me was wrong. And I was sitting there among them as if I didn't know that I was gay or whatever. And it was just really awkward. Um, and a lot of the kids that went to the church, because it was all in like the same neighborhood as like my school, so um, a lot of them went to school with me and were there when I came out. I came out when I was 13, so then they knew that I was gay, and they pretty much. It got to the point where I would go to church and I would get really dirty looks from people, and it just became it became obvious that I wasn't going to be able to go to church anymore. Not that it was a big loss for me. I mean, I've never really been all that religious. I mean, I've had a couple of. I mean, every now and then I pray. I do. I'm not going to lie. I think it's kind of like a comforting thing for me just to be able to talk about some things and put my faith into something, but I'm not really all that religious. That was the worst that it got, I think. Just people were talking a lot of shit, and I was about 13 when I just told my mom, I was like, I can't go to church. I feel like a hypocrite, and these people were talking shit about me, and I can't handle it. I was getting really dirty looks, and to be getting dirty looks from children and from adults in a church is one of the most horrible things that can happen, especially because churches are supposed to be places that are peaceful and full of love and all that kind of bullshit. But I think we've seen now, especially with all the shit that's going on in the world now, that that's not always the case, unfortunately. So yeah, as far as religious turmoil. And also, my mom is actually really, really, really religious, but she loves me so much. She goes to a church, I think, that are more accepting and are you know, they're just chill about the whole gay thing. It's not really a big deal. And my mom thinks that, or she says, this is how God made me, so whatever. But it kind of weirds me out sometimes because I'm not religious at all. I don't get it. I'm like, it's kind of weird for me. My grandma, though, it was horrible because I mentioned earlier that I came out to my grandma recently. Basically, she came into the room I was staying in when I went to visit in Miami, and I was sitting in there with my little cousin who's 16, and she was saying, I want to talk to you guys, and she was saying all this in Spanish. She was saying, I want to talk to you guys, because my grandpa passed away recently, and she was basically saying that she wants to believe that, or wants to know that when she dies, that we have accepted God into our hearts, and that we'll all end up in heaven someday, and that, basically she just wanted to make sure that she'd be able to see us again once she died. And she was just saying all this shit about accepting God and all this crap, and I said, I can't do that. And when she asked why, I told her, I was like, because I'm gay, and the people that you go to church with, because my grandma still goes to that church, don't agree with who I am or whatever. And she basically told me that I wasn't gay, and that that if I prayed and if I wanted to, that I could get over it. And then she started talking about sinning, and how she basically said that no sin is bigger than another one, which to me means, if I go shoot a baby in the face, it's no worse than me being gay. Which is basically what she said. I mean, it's an exaggeration of what she said, but it's basically what she said. And that really set me off. And I left the house that day, and I went for a walk, and I called my mom, and my mom was pissed. And I don't know what the fuck my mom did. All I know is when I got home, my grandma was crying her eyes out, and like literally grabbed me and hugged me and said, I don't care what you are, I don't care what you love or who you love, you're my granddaughter, and I'm always gonna love you no matter what. I don't care. So within the span of like an hour or two, my grandma totally changed everything. So as far as that goes, I'm fine now. I think it's cool, but when I was younger, there was definitely a lot of issues with religion and shit like that.